This video is brought to you by NordVPN. If you go to the link in the description, you can start protecting your data risk-free thanks to Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Stick around after the video to learn more. Oh, and if you like my stuff, I'd love it if you subscribed. Every year, when the calendar turns to September, there's a certain feeling in the air, so thick you can practically taste it. It's not the first yellowing of leaves on the edges of an oak tree, nor is it that cool breeze that makes you yearn for a cozy plaid jacket. It's not the smell of cinnamon in the air, nor the inexplicable urge to watch over the garden wall. No, the sensation that I'm talking about is something more visceral, something more primal. It's a clarion call from a bygone age, stretching across time to remind you of a glorious past. It's a beckoning to cast aside doubts, fears, and worries, and to simply live for the joy of the moment. The sensation that I'm talking about is, of course, the infectious groove of Al McKay's guitar, the popping bass of Verdine White, and the triumphant wail of the Phoenix horns. The sensation that I'm talking about is September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Do you remember when it first died, September?
I think that today, most people know Earth, Wind, and Fire best for the meme that is September, but through the mid-70s, they were an absolute sensation. 1975 saw them become the first black act to simultaneously top both the Billboard albums and singles chart with That's the Way of the World and Shining Star. They followed that up with a pair of critically acclaimed multi-platinum albums. And then, hoping to capitalize on this success, Columbia Records decided to release a greatest hits album. But to encourage the sales of that album, they needed a new single. Luckily, by this point, Earth, Wind, and Fire were hit-making machines. So they sat down and started to work on the song that would become September. The genesis of that song came from a simple, tight 4-chord progression by Al McKay. Beneath that, Verdine White added his iconic bass line, turning the song into a groove that seemed like it could go on forever. This ethereal progression was anchored by a simple, 4-to-the-floor beat that kept your feet boogieing. But while the music came to Earth, Wind, and Fire easily, the lyrics were proving much harder to pin down. Maurice White, the main songwriter and frontman for the band, had some ideas, but he couldn't figure out how to pull them all together. So they turned to an emergent songwriter named Allee Willis. Willis would go on to become a songwriting legend. Chances are you're probably familiar with her work on the Remembrance I'll Be There For You.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
But in '78, Willis was new to the scene. She'd never received any formal songwriting education, and in fact, throughout her entire life, she could never read, write, or play music. Instead, the Detroit native just heard music in her head, a skill honed by spending her teenage weekends on the front lawn at Motown's headquarters, where she could hear the music leaking through the walls. Those are the only lessons I ever took, she told NPR in 2014. And those lessons prepared her well for working with Maurice White. Over the course of a month, the two turned White's disconnected lines into some of the most uplifting lyrics of all time. But for all of Willis's influence on the song, there were some things that White wouldn't budge on. The line "Body Ya" appeared in the song over 20 times, originally as a placeholder, but White liked its sound. Willis got so desperate for the line to change that she dropped to her knees in the studio and begged White to rewrite the part. But White refused. When it became clear that rewriting that line was off the table, Willis finally broke down and asked what "Body Ya" meant, to which White responded, "Who the fuck cares?" Willis remembered that night in an interview with the Wall Street Journal. "I learned the best lesson of my career that night. Never let the lyric get in the way of the groove. If the beat is there, the melody is there, and everything is working about the song, people listening will get what "Body Ya" means." And that's the other half of what makes September so delightful. While the groove pulls you in, the open-ended lyrics leave a space for the listener to fill with their own memories. Because the meaning of September has always changed. When the song was released, the September could have been remembering the idyllic period of the Summer of Love a decade earlier. And a decade after it was released, September could have been representative of the golden age of disco that it was released into. For us now, September could mean the times before the pandemic. It's an automatic nostalgia that we supply, filled with rose-colored memories. Who the fuck cares what really happened? September really could have been any month because it's the memory the listener provides to the song which matters. If you want proof of this, look at the Christmas-themed remake December. The date of September 21st is also arbitrary. During songwriting, they tried many other dates, but for 40 years, Willis opined that the 21st simply sounded the best. Or at least that's what she thought. After the death of Maurice White in 2016, his wife Marilyn disclosed a secret that he'd kept hidden that whole time. The 21st was the expected birthday of their son. No matter the meaning of Badia or the 21st, the song caught on. September became Earth, Wind & Fire's biggest single and brought them to even higher levels of international acclaim. The uplifting song became a go-to at weddings, dances, and other community affairs, and found its way into over 50 TV and movie appearances. But with the advent of the internet, September has taken on a whole new life. All kinds of creators have uploaded videos, vines, and TikToks with the song, featuring audio and video remixes. But nothing is more emblematic of September's place in internet culture than Demi Adejuwebe's annual tradition. Since 2016, the multi-talented comedian has been releasing increasingly more elaborate videos riffing on the meme of the song. Along the way, he's racked up millions of views and raised thousands of dollars for charity. These videos play on the cultural weight of the song and the way that it resurfaces without fail every September 21st. It's fitting, really. After all, isn't that what the song is about? Because on the surface, the song is about lovers in September, but there's so much more to that. The song began as a groove, as a feeling, and it grew from there. Its writers polished these disjointed emotions into something cohesive, but left enough room for the listener to add themselves to it. And brought all together, it became a danceable banger, which connects people like nothing else can. With Adejuwebe's dances dialing into the 70s aesthetic and consciousness, it's pulling on a type of hope that's unique to the selective memory of nostalgia. So of course it comes back year after year. It's a feeling that we all share. And of course its most popular incarnation is A Dance for Charity. Is there any better way to feel together, alive, and uplifted than to help others as a community? I don't think so. And I guess that's what Badia means to me. It means connecting over a joy of music and the fun of dancing. It's definitely the right feeling. Happy 21st, everybody. Hey, did you know that airlines, hotels, and car rentals will sometimes change the price of your ticket depending on where they think you're buying from? To do this, they use your computer's IP data to know your location. And if that sounds a little messed up to you, or if you just want to find cheaper flights, you should check out NordVPN. NordVPN will let you mask your IP address and appear to be browsing from different locations, which can get you better prices and can also help you get around annoying content locks on streaming sites. And that's just one of the benefits of using Nord. Using a VPN provides a level of security in your browsing by masking your IP data and encrypting your connection. This is especially helpful if you ever find yourself connecting to public Wi-Fi networks, which carry a lot of inherent security risks. So if you want to protect your browsing data and open up your online possibilities, you should go check out the link in the description. Clicking that link will give you a great discount on NordVPN, and if you try it out and decide you don't like it, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Personally, I've been trying to be more secure with my internet habits, and Nord is fantastic for that. Again, if you use the link in the description, you can try it out risk-free and let them know that you support my channel. Thank you all so much for watching.